Hi and welcome to today's Coder tutorial. Today we'll be taking a look at how we can work with admin dashboards in PHP part 2. So we'll be taking a look at how we can work with logins and also about suite alerts. So let's just start. So in the previous tutorial we had taken a look at how we can use our XAMPP. So I have my XAMPP controller here, so I'm starting the Apache. Today we'll be working with databases too to fetch for the login. So I'm going to start the MySQL also. Okay, so once I've done that, let's create some database for our login. So here I have the localhost. You just need to type in localhost / php myadmin and you'll be given this window. I'm going to create a new database. Let's call it user_db and let's just go ahead and create it. And it's asking us to create tables, so I'm going to just stick with 2 columns. So the name of the table will be users, and I'm going to click on go. Okay, so they're asking us to specify the name of the columns. I'm going to give email, give the type as varchar and the characters as 25, this field as password, and type varchar and length is 25. I'm going to save that. Okay, so now we have our table created. Now let's insert some values into the table. So I'm gonna give just, let's say, user and password, and I'm gonna click on go. So as you can see, 1 row inserted. Let's see how the values are. Okay, so in the email we have user and in the password we have password. So let's now what we need is, now we need a login form. Luckily in the admin LTE template we already have predefined things for that. So we just go into extras and login. As you can see, we already have a login page, so we just need to modify that. So let me just get that. It is inside pages examples login.html. so it is inside pages examples and login.html. so I'm just going to take that and put it in my editor. Yeah, so I'm not going to change that file. I'm going to work on a new file, and yeah, I'm going to save it. Remember to change the directory. Yeah, and I'm going to call it login.php. Okay, so we have a file created. Now I'm going to go into this HTML file, copy all this code and paste it here. So yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so no template is being applied here. So why is that? Let's see. Okay, so the path of these style sheets are all on based on the previous file. So when we change the path, it also changed. So you need to change all that path in this file also. So I'm going to change all that path, and we have some script also here. Let's change that. Go ahead and change that. Yep, we're good to go. Okay, let's see how it looks right now. Yeah, so everything is there. So we don't need this sign into Facebook or the sign in with Google and register a new membership, remember me. Let's remove all those things that we don't need. So be very careful with what you remove, or else it can disrupt the whole layout. So I'm gonna remove this div. Okay, and I'm gonna remove this p tag, and I'm gonna remove this remember me thing. Okay, so that should do it. Okay, let's see how it looks with all that gone. Okay, it looks kind of nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and give our text fields some names. So the 2 fields that we have is email and password. So I'm going to change the input type as text, because if you put an email, it will only allow you to input email formatted text. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going to name this, let's just give name equal to email, and for the password let's give name equal to password. Okay, so we have the email and the password. So this whole thing is enclosed inside a form, and it is given some action here. I'm going to remove that. Okay, so that is also removed. Yep. Okay, so we have a form ready. So now we need to establish a connection to the database. So how do we do that? So you can actually write the code to do it in this file itself. Since we'll be using it a lot, I'll be writing it in a separate file, and I'm going to save that. I'm going to call it connect.php. Don't forget to change the file type. Let's see, connect.php, and I'm going to save that. Okay, so yeah, so let me just do it and run php. Yeah, so we are going to use something called as a PDU or the PHP data objects for this purpose. And in case something goes wrong, we are going to enclose the whole thing inside a try catch block. So let's just write try opening braces and $PDO equals new PDO, and inside single quotes we'll write MySQL colon host, and since we are working on a local, the host will be localhost, and you put a semicolon there, and then you specify the database name. Here it is called as the DB name and equals. Let's go in here, let's check the DB name. It is user underscore DB, so I'm going to give user underscore DB, and yep. Okay, and next thing that we need is the username and password. In XAMPP, usually the default setting is root for the username and password is blank. So I'm going to just give a root, and password will be just to blank. And yep, so we have the PDO. So let's give a small echo here. That is the command to print connection successful. Okay, so I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna write a catch block. In case anything goes wrong, it will directly come to that catch block, and I'm gonna give PDO exception, and I'm gonna need a variable, so I'm gonna give ex, and yep. So we'll need to know what went wrong, right? So we need to print the message. So for that we use the get message function. So that is here. Okay, perfect. So we have the connect.php file. Now we need to go to a login.php and import that file here. In the previous tutorial we had learned how to import. It is just include underscore once, and inside single quotes we need to give connect.php. Okay, yeah, so what is wrong here? I didn't actually write the PHP starting for tag for this, so I'm going to write PHP, and then I'm going to bring that down here, and yep, perfect. So let's see how our page looks right now. Okay, as you can see, we have the message connection successful, and I'm gonna just comment out that message. Since we don't need that. Okay, yep. So we have successfully established a connection to the database. Now we need to write query to get data from the tables. So let's do that. And yeah, before we do that, how do we actually fire that query and all those things? So we need to do all that after this button press, after we pressed sign in, right? So I'm going to give a name for that too, and name equal to, let's just give login-btn. Okay, yep. So yeah, so we are going to write the code for that. If is set, this checks that if that particular button is clicked, and if is set $_post inside square brackets, inside double quotes, will give the name of the button, login -btn. If that button is pressed, you need to fire all that query and all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, so before firing the query, we need to get the data from that text box, right? So we will write $email equals $_post inside square braces, inside double quotes, email, the name of that text field, and then $password equals $_post inside square braces, inside square brackets, double quotes, password, name of the text field. Okay, so now we have the data of the text field. Now we need to write the query. So for writing the query, we'll give $select equals, we have a function called prepare that will prepare the query, but before that we need PHP data object that we have from the connect file. So we'll call the PHP data object pdo prepare, and inside double quotes we'll write our query. So I'm just gonna go ahead and write select star from table name, the name of our table here is, as you can see, users. So select star from users where email equals, and inside single quotes you can give the variable, that email variable, so $email, and password equals, inside single quotes, $password. Okay, so our query is written. Now we need to fire the query. For that purpose we'll be using the execute command, that will be $select execute. Okay, so now our query is executed, and now what we need to do is we need to extract data from that executed query. So for that we'll use the fetch associate, one function is there. So the code for that is $row equals $select, and we will use the fetch function and pdo ::, and fetch underscore. Okay, so what this will do is this will fetch all the data that is associated with that particular query. So we will have all the data, and now we need to check if the data extracted from the database and the input field data are the same. So I'm going to write $row, and inside double quotes, email. This is the data coming from the database. Okay, so if email equals $email and $row password equals $password. Yeah, if this is true, then we can go to that whatever page you need to redirect it to. So that is header, and we'll have inside single quote refresh. We can specify the number of seconds here. I'm specifying it as 1, comma, and the name of the page that you need to go to. So I'm going to give it as, I'm going to give it as index.php, and semicolon. Okay, so we have written the code for authentication, or the login code. Let's see how it actually works. Yep, so we are here, and our username is user and password is password. So let's see what happens. Yeah, we have successfully gone to the next page after authentication. So yeah, this is good, but we did not there was 1 second delay, and there was not much anything going on. So we'll use something called as sweet alert to make it more attractive. So let's see what that sweet alert is. Yeah, so as you can see, just go to sweetalertjs.org. I'll leave the link in the description. So as you can see, we have lots of demo for this. I'll show you one demo. Okay, yeah, if we have something like this, it is more attractive, right? So let's just go ahead. There is the installation guide, everything is here itself. So yes, so let's see how we can use this. I'm just going to copy this script from here and I'm gonna paste it here. So we need all the jQuery scripts running before we can run our sweet alert. So I'm just going to copy these scripts also from here and I'm going to paste it here, paste it right here and save it. Okay, so we have the script here. Now we need to write the code for it. So we have the code here and we can simply copy paste from here, but before that we need to write a small jQuery function for that. So let's see how we can write HTML inside a PHP file. So you can do this like this, write echo inside single quotes. You can write all the HTML things. So I'm gonna give script type equals text bar JavaScript and just go ahead and I'm sorry, this should be inside double quotes, not single quotes. Okay, test JavaScript and just close the tag. I'm going to close the script tag also. Okay, so yeah, so inside the script tag I'm going to write a small jQuery here. Yeah, we need to close that here and semicolon it here. Okay, so let's just write the jQuery here. So this is how that code would look like. jQuery function, let's call it validation and just put in yep. So this is actually how it would look. Okay, I'm just going to close that also and we have the code here. So I'm going to just copy it, the whole thing here, and I'm going to paste it here. So this would be, let's change that good job to success and text logging in and change that button to okay. So let's see how it actually looks from here. And I'm gonna give in, just let me refresh this page. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna give in user and password as password. Yeah, something went wrong. Let me just check what happened. Okay, I have given the script correctly. So the error that we had was, I think we had wrote this spelling of the function was wrong. So let's see here, let's just go back, let's refresh this page, continue. Okay, give it as user and password. Okay, as you can see, that sweet alert actually came, but it is quickly going off. So we'll just increase the refresh rate here. I'll change that to 3 and let's see how it works now. And yeah, okay, so as you can see, it remains for some time. We can see that. Yeah, so this is how we actually implement a login, and we also learned how to do a sweet alert. So in the next tutorial we'll be explaining of different user privileges, etc. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching.